We're going to be looking at the top 5 players with rising stocks so far throughout training camp. Let's get right into the video. Alright everybody, let's get right into this list. Coming in at number 5, we have the offensive lineman Joe Dahl. And Joe Dahl is actually a backup for the Detroit Lions at this point on the offensive line. He's not even a starter, but yeah, he means so much to this team, he could basically be a starter. I mean, I should get a Joe Dahl shirt. I probably will get a Joe Dahl shirt. That's a good idea that I just had. With that being said, a lot of people don't even know who Joe Dahl is, which is absolutely crazy because he does so much for this team on and off the field. This is a guy that can play every single offensive line position. I'm not kidding. Left tackle, left guard, center, right guard, right tackle. He can play every single offensive line position, but he doesn't start. This is a guy that comes in when there's injuries, and he's brought a lot to this team. He's gotten in better shape. He's very versatile, like I said, but that's not even to mention that he can play the fullback position, and he's done it before. This guy does so many different things for this team, and he's done them before. It's so useful that you can't get rid of Joe Dahl because he does so much. And throughout training camp, he's really been kind of making a name for himself. Now, I know he was in the past, but a lot of people didn't. But he's kind of, getting out there, getting the word out there that, hey, I'm Joe Dahl. Like, I'm Joe Dahl. This is what I do. I can move around. I can play all the positions. I can play fullback. I can step in when you need me to. This guy's played with the first group unit sometimes on the offensive line when, subbing in for guys like Kenny Wiggins who seem to be the starter left guard spot. When he subs in, though, he might go in that left guard spot, take over and play a little bit for that left guard position. But he's mainly like a second group kind of guy. He's usually with that backup group. He's not in the third tier. He's usually with that backup group. So with that being said, this is a guy that if there was an injury can step in and play, and he can even start at some point in this season just because he's that good. He brings a lot to this team. He's not like a great player, but the versatility is what really sticks out. And he's done it throughout training camp, showing everybody, hey, I can move around. I can play all these positions if you need me to. I can do whatever you need from me, Matt Patricia. And that's what's awesome about Joe Dahl, and that's why he comes in at number 5, because he's shown a lot of that throughout training camp, and he's getting his name out there. So good for you, Joe Dahl. Now let's move into number 4, where we have the safety, Tracy Walker. Okay, and Tracy Walker, the safety out of Louisiana, really going to have a very big role with the Detroit Lions 2019. Looking like that free safety position to go with Quandre Diggs, who's a strong safety, obviously. He's probably going to be the number 2 safety. He's taking over a big role now. Glover Quinn decides to leave. He retires from the NFL, and you have to have somebody step in, and that's going to be Tracy Walker. Now, we have other safeties to play depth, right? We have Will Harris, who we drafted in the 3rd round. We traded up to get this guy. He could be our 3rd safety. We have Miles Killebrew. We have Tavon Wilson. We have a lot of guys. I mean, he's still fighting for a position. We don't know he's going to be the starter yet, but he has really proven throughout training camp, like, look, I can be the starting safety. I can play starting safety if that's what you need from me, and that's probably what we'll see from him, at least to start the season. We'll probably see him as a starting safety with Quandre Diggs. Now, I think we're going to see a lot of 3 safety sets, so don't be surprised when guys like Will Harris check into the lineup and they're going to have 3 guys out there. But with that being said, Tracy Walker is going to be one of those guys that are on the field a lot, like Diggs was. He's a leader now. He's a very young safety, but he's still taking over that leader position. Now, it's really Quandre Diggs, who I think is like the real leader of that defense at that safety position. But he's going to learn a lot from Quandre Diggs, and Tracy Walker has a lot on his shoulders, but I believe he can get it done. This is a guy that, not a lot of people talked about when he was drafted, but now he's going to step into a very big role in 2019. Throughout training camp, he's really been showing people, like, look, I'm really good. I'm not a bad safety. I can do this in 2019. So I'm excited to see what Tracy Walker can bring to the team, and hopefully he can bring some wins, because Tracy Walker is going to be very, very important to our success in 2019, and he comes in at number 4. All right, so let's hop into number 3, and we have a rookie, Ty Johnson. Ty Johnson comes in at number 3. This guy is so explosive and fast, it's kind of hard to keep him off the list. But throughout training camp, he's been like, he's been giving that to the fans because he's so fast and agile and elusive, and he brings so much to the team that not a lot of other running backs bring. When you look at our running back core, you think of guys, Kerryon Johnson. You think of guys like C.J. Anderson. Okay, neither of those guys are extremely fast. Now, Kerryon's faster than C.J. Anderson. Anderson's a big, strong running back. He's going to give you a few yards when you need him. Kerryon Johnson is our normal down running back. He's somewhat fast. He's just overall a really good running back. He can catch, he can run, he can do everything. Overall, very good running back. Then you look at other guys on our team, right? Now we have Zach Zenner on our team, who's kind of like that workhorse type of thing that's like, okay, you need 4 yards. I'm not going to be flashy. I'm going to go get you 4 yards. Okay, I'm not going to juke everybody out. I'm going to go get you 4 yards. That's what I do. That's great. Then we also have some other guys in there like Mark Thompson and those kind of guys. But then you look at Ty Johnson, and he brings something else to this team that none of the other running backs bring, and that is insane speed. When this guy catches the ball, he outruns everybody. This dude ran an unofficial time 4.26 before he was drafted by the Detroit Lions, and that kind of speed is what sticks out to a lot of people. I mean, that initially is what you think of, but not only is he fast, this guy is strong. This guy weighs 210 pounds, but is winning a lot of one-on-one drills. When he was going against some linebackers, he was basically running them over, and he's not a huge running back, but he is strong for how fast he is. You just think he's fast, but no, this guy is strong. He did a lot of Maryland. His stats are off the charts. 1 year, he actually averaged 9.1 yards per carry, so that just says it all, right? That says it all about Ty Johnson. With that being said, Ty Johnson comes in at number 3 because of how much he brings to this team and really how much he's been showing fans throughout training camp. All right, so now we're at the top 2, and this is where the list gets very exciting, and we're going to come in at number 2. We have Rashaan Melvin. Rashaan Melvin, the cornerback for the Detroit Lions, who is in that competition for the number 2 cornerback spot, right? This offseason, we were looking for that number 2 cornerback. Where are we going to go in the draft to take one? Greedy was sitting there in the 2nd round, and I think a lot of people thought, hey, we're taking Greedy. I thought we were going to take Greedy. We didn't. So now I was like, okay, what are we going to do? Now we wait till later in the draft, we take Amani. Okay, Amani's great, but what else did we do? Well, we went to free agency, we brought in a few cornerbacks and tried them out, okay? And Rashaan Melvin seems to be that number 2 cornerback at this point. I've always said that I think he'll start number 2 cornerback for the year. He may lose that throughout the year if someone else steps up. Maybe it's Amani. Maybe it's Teez Tabor that finally proves himself. But with that being said, I think this is going to be Rashaan Melvin. He's a veteran type of player, but what he brings to the Lions is a guy that you can really count on. And we haven't had a guy that you can count on. We don't need a great player at the cornerback position. We just need someone that's reliable because we don't have that for that number 2 cornerback spot. We already have Darius Slay across from him. So no one really tests Darius Slay. It's just we don't have that number 2 cornerback. But now we kind of have that in Rashaan Melvin. He's really, throughout training camp, kind of making some distance between him and the rest of the guys for that starting position. Nothing is guaranteed at this point, but so far, he's been doing his thing to really lock up that number 2 cornerback spot, and he's been showing very, very sharp footwork. All these cornerbacks have been working very hard, and what I see from Rashaan Melvin is a really good sign because we do need that cornerback position to step up. So he comes in at number 2. Now let's hop into number 1. The highest stock, the guy that's raising his stock more than anybody, is T.J. Hockenson. Now, T.J. Hockenson, we were expecting a lot out of this guy, right? He was the 8th pick in the draft. We expected a lot from T.J. Hockenson day 1. Now, I couldn't put Matthew Stafford here, right? Because it's Matthew Stafford. He's our quarterback. He's been our quarterback for like a decade. So I can't put Matthew Stafford on here and say his stock is rising because we know who Stafford is, and we hope he gets better. He's going to be better in 2019. He's going to have a bounce back here, so he's not going to be on this list. But when you look at the young guy in T.J. Hockenson, who's been absolutely dominating, there's other guys you could put on this list. You could throw Jelani Tavai on here. But T.J. Hockenson is that one rookie that has been tearing people apart. This guy has been unguardable. In the back corner of the end zone, he has caught everything. Matthew Stafford, that's his hot spot. He absolutely loves what T.J. Hockenson is bringing. Not only can this dude block, not only can this guy block, right? You look at the highlights when Hockenson was drafted, right? He's pushing people over. It's like, dang, that's a tight end running linebackers over. And then you watch him training camp, he's catching everything. Like, this guy has, like, sticky hands. He's doing everything for the Lions. He's going to bring a lot to this team, and Darrell Bevell has to absolutely be so excited to utilize T.J. Hockenson. This guy is easily our number 1 tight end at this time. He has been one of the best players throughout training camp. You can make the case that he's been the best player throughout training camp. As a rookie, T.J. Hockenson, you have done your thing so far, and I give you credit for that. Hopefully you can keep doing that. We need to see that during the season, man, because we definitely need you being that 8th pick in the draft. With that being said, T.J. Hockenson comes in at number 1, and those are my top 5 players who are raising their stock currently with the Detroit Lions. Let me hear your thoughts, comments below. Thank you, Brad, for watching, and I'm out.